Oh, today's Tuesday.
It's
the
Tuesday.
Tuesday morning. The short week always throws me off. The Tuesday morning edition of What's Barking Local with Patty Z herself.
How about it? We're ready.
We're always ready, and today is show and tell on What's Barking Local. Before we start the show, give us a teaser of what to expect.
Oh man, if you have friends that have dogs that need grooming or any kind of dog and you're grooming at home, you need to get them live right now, because that's what we're going to talk about is dog care.
Dog care on the show.
Big
and
time.
she's, when the show starts, you're going to realize the organized mind that is Patty Z. She does it by dog breed.
We've got some different groups that we're going to talk about today, and we're going to give you some really helpful tips. We're going to give you some tips that are going to save you money,
Ooh.
which is a really good thing. And yeah, you're not going to want to miss this one, folks.
This is a grooming playbook. I see Susan.
right.
I see Susan. Is that Susan and Beethoven?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I like it. I like
Yeah.
that picture.
That's Mozart.
Mozart.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you. I thought it was Beethoven. Judah, we can rock and roll when you're ready. Guys, good Tuesday morning. My name is Jerry Miller, and welcome to What's Barking Local. Thank you kindly for joining us. The show presented by Animal Connection and X-Park and Patty Zeller. Today's show is a grooming playbook from the mind that is Patty Zeller, the retailista with, how many, is it 22 years?
We're starting 23. isn't it?
23 years?
Yeah, we're starting 23.
Year 23 in
Yeah.
business at Animal Connection. That's amazing.
It's frightening. Where did it go?
It's flown by.
It has flown by.
And today, with the weather not cooperating, we're going to do a grooming playbook.
Oh, this is the perfect day to
Perfect
do something
weather.
like this, because
Yeah.
your dogs are going to be outside getting stir crazy. They're going to be muddy. They're going to be wet. If they're a curly-coated dog, they're going to be tangled because they're wet. So this is a perfect kind of day to talk about this topic.
Judah Wickower, the director, has set up a show and tell camera, which we will get to in a matter of moments. I want to emphasize the success you've had with grooming and the success based on, communication, strong results. Put grooming in perspective at Animal Connection for everyone.
Well, our grooming is very different. We started this business well over 20 years ago by deciding we were going to do grooming differently. I mean, we are not mass production by any means. We do lots and lots and lots of individual care. And at the time I started with a grooming business, it was hard to get clients at that time because there were lots and lots of groomers out there. And so we kind of made a conscious choice that we were going to do things differently. We started by doing all the dogs that nobody could do or would do for different behavior reasons or senior issues, or they were just like a whirlwind or Tasmanian devil when they got on a table, all those different reasons. And we just decided we were going to position it as, we're going to take care with these different dogs. This is going to be our niche. And that's how we started. The reason I want to talk about grooming now is because thanks to COVID, good old COVID keeps rearing its head. A lot of groomers really did some self-reflection. Grooming is a very hard business. It's hard on your back. It's hard on your arms, your wrists, your ankles, all of that. And a lot of groomers during COVID decided we're going to do something else and left the profession entirely. That's a big deal right there, folks. And the other thing is the grooming schools, who we would normally be getting client groomers from, they weren't putting out any groomers either for almost 2 years. So with that said, I mean, we came up with our own training program where we start them with learning how to bathe a dog properly. And not just bathing a dog, but bathing a dog so that a really good groomer can take that dog and finish it out. So we have very specific ways that we do that. I mean, you've got to have them clean just right. You've got to have them dried just perfectly, or else clippers don't work. Scissors get dull. I mean, it's very specific how we train people. So now, the first gentleman that we took under our wing to teach, and he had no grooming experience. He loved dogs, but no experience. In fact, he'd been working at a restaurant, so he knew a lot about customer service, and he's just a super nice guy. So very kind, loves the animals. And now Carol's son is with us, and he has worked on the retail area and is now starting his journey as learning to be a bather and do prep work. Because he's done retail with me for a year, he knows the products inside out. So he is great about, if your dog's got dry skin, he knows what to show you. So, we want all of the people in our grooming staff to be as knowledgeable about our products as our retail staff is knowledgeable about what they do. So it all works hand in hand. It's a really great example of cross-training.
Well said.
Thank you.
Very well said. So what we want to do today, because we understand the fact that there's not a lot of groomers out there.
That's right.
We understand that there is a wait list at Animal Connection.
There is.
So it's
a very long wait list.
It's a very long wait list for grooming. So the idea is maybe some preventative maintenance.
Right.
Is that how you would put it in perspective?
I would. We want to put this in perspective. I mean, we had so many people calling us maybe 2 weeks before Christmas. Folks, if you're not booked with a groomer by July for Christmas time, you're not going to get in. I mean, that's how far our people book in advance for the holidays. And the way we're working right now is our regular clients, and we consider a regular client 6 to 8 weeks or 8 to 10 weeks, depending on what kind of dog they have. Many of them are already booking out their appointments for an entire year. I mean, I do that with my hair at Moxie.
Yeah,
so
right.
A lot of people are doing that maybe at other groomers as well, but that's how we're doing things. It's not that we don't have space, but it's the wait list is long, but we are trying to find spots for anybody that does want to get in. But what I want to do today is I want to break down some different kinds of dogs that need some care in between their grooming appointments and give you some tools and what you can do in between groomers. This is going to make your grooming price, more cost effective. You're going to have a nicer looking and smelling dog in between grooming. And just keep up. It's really not fair to have a dog that you just don't even touch for 8 weeks, and then you expect the groomer to spend 4 hours dematting and tangling it. It's not fair to the dog,
or the groomer,
or
the dog's human.
That's right. It's just not the way to go. I mean, if you're getting these different kinds of breeds, you really ought to know what kind of care should be involved on a regular basis. So we're going to talk about that, and then I'm going to show you some products that can help you get this job done really well.
And what she's done is she's broken it down by breed.
Right. Or groupings.
Groupings by category. So if you call the category out, you can put the slide up.
Yeah, the first one we're going to talk about are doodles, poodles, and we've seen everything from golden doodles, labradoodles, Chihuahua doodles, English sheepdog doodles, Bernedoodles. Malti-poos also will fall into this category. Regular poodles, Shih Tzu poodles. I mean, we've seen every kind of combination you could ever think of. And what happens with a lot of these coats is you can almost look at it and watch it go like this. I'm going to curl up and I'm going to make your life a living hell. You can almost see it to that because you've got some breeds that have been crossed that maybe have fine coats, and then we have curly coats. So it's just kind of a recipe. They are darn cute. They are beautiful dogs, but they do need some care. So I want to show you some things you can do. This is your toolkit doodle, people.
Okay, show and tell. Is this the first time we've used the show and tell camera?
No.
We've used the show and tell camera before?
We have.
We have?
At Christmas, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
All right, show and tell camera.
This is a metal comb. This is your detangler. This is your comber outer. This is your I'm going to help get undercoat outer. This is your doodle's best friend right here. You can use it this way. You can even pick out some tangles this way. You're going to take this and you're going to go all the way down to the skin and pull out.
Do you sell that?
We do. I'm showing you things that we sell. These are things that Carol recommends personally.
How much is that?
This is $17.99. It's super good quality. I mean, this is not going to bend or break or tear or anything like this. You can use this with detangling spray. Maybe you want to put a little spray on it if you've got a super matty area. I mean, a dog like this tends to mat behind their arms if you have a harness, in their sanitary area, on their ears, on their beard. I mean, really kind of all over. But what you don't want to do is just rely on your brush or a soft brush. Reason is when your dog is matted, you might use this and it looks fluffy to you on top.
Yeah.
But what you've done is you've pushed that mat all the way to the skin. Now we have no choice to get a clipper underneath it, which means your animal is going to go really short. This is great for after you've used this comb to fluff it up on the top. But Doodles, this is your best friend. This is what we call a ball tip slicker brush. And it's got a rounded edge on it. It's going to be gentle on them. You can use it like this to fluff. I personally use it like this because I'm going to pull up and out because I'm going to pull some undercoat out. But Carol can show you how to do that. Other things that are in your kit should be, these are different kinds of ear wipes. This is for underneath the eyes, ears, in the ears. You're going to wipe out really gently. If you don't want to do toothbrushes, but I think you should, these are tooth and gum wipes. You can just wrap this around your finger and go in and do these kind of things.
Do you brush teeth?
We do.
Yeah.
That's one of our walk-in services, but it's included in our full grooming. Nails are especially important at this time of year, and especially paws. This is a really great paw balm that you want to, and you can even use it on noses. But you want to rub it on their paws, keep them good and moist. This is one that has CBD in it. So if your dog's a little bit nervous, you can rub this in and give them a really nice little spa treatment. Here's what we recommend. For these kind of dogs, we trim, shape, and grind the nails because sometimes clipping the nails don't go short enough. We get a nicer shape with it. We do it as a walk-in service. The reason you want to keep them short is if your dog's nails are long, they're going to rock back on their heels like this, and now look what their shoulders are doing. All of a sudden, everything's out of alignment where they really should be up and going forward. So they really, if you hear clicking on your floors, your nails are way too long. So we recommend nails 1 time a month. Home care for Doodles and Poodles. Sorry, folks, 3 or 4 times a week, and you probably don't want your little kids doing it. You know, you want to be in charge of what's going on. I mean, your little kids can help.
3 or 4 times per week.
That's what we recommend. If they get wet or if they've been out at the dog park, you know, if you've had a harness on, you know, check under their collar. If they got wet while they were eating, you know, check them out. I mean, if you can do it in 5 minutes and keep it up, great. But, you know, at least check it out. A dog like this, we recommend professional grooming Carol says every 4 to 8 weeks, depending on the size of the dog and the length of the coat. When we do this, we do de-shedding. It's a bath and skin conditioning, dematting, trimming, clipping, styling, nail trim, ear cleaning, teeth brushing, and then we check the glands. It's a really inclusive service. So that's Doodle 101.
Doodles and Poodles, most challenging breed to maintain?
I think so, and it's because there's so many of them. I mean, the world has just exploded with these breed crosses. I mean, all these different kinds and shapes and sizes, and they're lovable, beautiful dogs, but they do come with some skin and coat challenges.
What's the easiest to maintain?
I'd say short-coated dogs, like Labs, Hounds. Let's do this next one. Labs, Hounds, Frenchies, the Boston Terriers.
He's got it on screen.
These beautiful pit mixes and Staffordshire Terriers. I mean, these are all smooth-coated dogs. And what we like for these guys, this is the coolest thing. This is made by Kong, and it's called a Zoom Groom. You can use them wet. You can use them dry. We put them in our self-service dog wash because you can really scrub.
That's
and get
made by Kong.
It is the Zoom Groom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this will loosen up hair like nobody's business. You can take it outside, use it dry, and get so that the extra coat goes away. It stimulates the coat, so you're almost massaging as you're doing this. The dogs love these things, but they're very good with a shampoo as well too, because it helps loosen up even more of that undercoat. So if you got a shedder, this is the one for you.
How much is that?
That is $11.99, and we even have special coat shampoos. This is for the shedder. If you got a short-haired dog, this is a special shampoo that's going to loosen that up. So we have shedder, we have non-shedder, we have sensitive skin and coat. I mean, these are all nice products, but we kind of tailor what we recommend based on what your dog needs.
I love it. I love it. The show and tell camera looks great.
Does it?
Judah? Yeah.
All right.
It looks excellent. Next category.
Yeah, and you can see on the screen, the home care for that kind of dog is 1 to 2 times a week, plus or minus, depending. We recommend programs for these anywhere between 8 and 12 weeks, just so we can get out the dead undercoat. We can check for any skin and coat issues that might be happening. That's up to you. But for labs, definitely. Labs can tend to shed a lot. Okay, retrievers and spaniels, smooth hair, thick coats, these kind of dogs. Then again, the metal comb, detangling spray, slicker brush, all of these items are there on your list for you. We're really big on nails at least once a month, for any kind of dog. The thing with the retrievers I want to mention is they have, a lot of people come and say, oh, my dog's shedding, can you clip it short? That is not ideal for these kind of dogs because you're taking away their protective layer.
Right.
So what is better for them is to get a really good de-shedding bath. And there's an air, so you have skin and coat, then you have the undercoat. There needs to be an air channel between that and the top coat. That's what keeps a dog cool. That's what keeps circulation going so that their skin is healthy and you don't have funky skin conditions and things like that. When you clip a dog short like that, you have taken all that away. So we will do light trimming on a dog like this because, with their feathering or their tail, the ears, their paws. We want to go in between those paws, especially in the winter, because if you've got snow, ice, you don't want that to build up in between them.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can get long on the underside. That can make a dog slip. So, we want to take special care with those kind of dogs.
How have you learned all these grooming techniques? I mean, you talk the
20-some years.
It's impressive.
So
it's impressive.
Well, we live it every day.
I know you do.
And, I expect people that work in the front of our store to be knowledgeable in this so we can give good information. Because we're not only just giving information about products, but we're also giving information about foods you can use to make all of these issues better. And I'll get to that in just a minute.
Okay.
So, yeah, all of this helps. We look at the whole animals, is what I'm saying.
I like it.
All right, terriers. Okay. If
on
that's
screen.
On screen.
Yeah.
So the terrier has a wiry, stiff, coarse top coat, and it's there for a reason. I mean, terriers were designed to run through the bracken and be in the woods and do different jobs like that. So the way a terrier is prepared for the show ring or even for home care, it's called hand stripping. This is a real technique that only experienced groomers should ever practice. I mean, it's selectively plucking out hair that wants to come out on its own in a specific pattern that's appropriate for their breed. The top coat on a terrier is not only for protection from the bracken or the woods or whatever, it's also their water resiliency. So it protects everything. So this is another dog that we would not to take.
What was the terrier breed to do?
Hunting, assisting hunters. In most cases, some of them are even used in, maybe used to like herd things, but mostly for hunting. But I mean, you've got Westies. What we have mostly in Charlotte are West Highland Terriers, Border Terriers, Jack Russell or Parson Russell Terriers, Norfolks, Norwich, those kind of things. But
Patty
yeah, we
Zeller.
want. What's that?
I love it.
Ooh.
You know the dogs.
So, but those are the ones we see the most of. And, we want to take care with their coat to let their coat do the job it's supposed to do and protect the dog where it needs protection. Hand stripping is, it's tricky. We have certain combs that we use for this. We don't advise it for the home groomer. It's just because you need to know what and when and how much to pull at a certain time. Carol recommends that these dogs get stripped anywhere between 8 and 12 weeks, depending on the size of the dog. So, yeah. This is why scheduling is hard, people.
Are the little dogs easier to groom than the bigger dogs? Does
Not
the
always.
size matter?
Not always.
Okay.
Little dogs are fast. If you want to get bitten, they can whip around and get you in a second. I mean, little dogs are fast and they're vocal. They can be vocal. I mean, big dogs are a little bit easier, but every dog has their challenges on a grooming table. Some of them.
The little dog is easier to manage.
It can
physically.
be. It can be. Then again, this is up to the human. So things you want to get dogs used to. We find that the little dogs can be very, very vocal because a lot of times they're at their home. We're super careful about. We don't want dogs in crates at all. We want a dog to come in at its grooming time and go home as soon as it's ready. But sometimes people come in late and then the dog's in a crate. They're not used to a crate at home. Then now we've got howling and screaming and none of that is a good recipe, and it tends to be more of an issue with the little dogs than the big dogs. So, they're vocal little guys. So, but we try to take care with our scheduling so none of that happens.
Good description. You have shepherds on the horizon.
Yeah, this
looks
like your dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these shepherds, Bernese mountain dogs, are super popular right now. We're seeing a lot of Great Pyrenees because a lot of people now have goats and lambs and things at home and chickens and ducks, and these dogs are at their house to keep predators from attacking these animals. But they have super thick undercoats. They do need regular brushing, regular de-shedding. They're outside a lot, but that can be tough. I mean, for a Great Pyrenees, sometimes it can take us as much as 4 hours.
Really?
To do this.
Wow.
To bathe them, dry them, because you got to dry it all the way down, and it's got so much coat. When we do a Pyrenees, it looks like a blizzard.
You're saying the fur balls everywhere.
I mean, it's everywhere. So, it does take some time for a groomer to do, and it can be expensive because of the time it takes. We don't want to send a dog home with a wet coat because we haven't done our job.
Right.
So, then again, these same tools that I'm showing you
can help maintain.
For just about every breed. The only thing that maybe some of these dogs don't need is always the comb, but I mean, anything with any length of coat can be combed out. So we like to see these dogs every 8 to 10 weeks because we're going to get that undercoat out. If you've got a shedder at home, this is going to be really important for you. Just do regular care.
The self-serve dog wash can help as well.
This is like a great feature at Animal Connection.
Right.
You can come Tuesday through Saturday, wash your dog. You're going to leave all the mess at Animal Connection. Now, who wants to clean up their dog at their house?
Right.
So we give you a tub. We have a ramp so that the bigger dogs can get in easily. Plenty of hot water. A choice of shampoo. Some of it's de-shedding shampoos. Your brushes, your combs, ear cleaner wipes. Towels, a waterproof apron to keep you dry. And then we have handheld dryers. Now, they're not designed to be hot. They're forced air dryers because, people can make mistakes if they have a hot air dryer and you get the dog too hot for burn. So we do forced air dryers, in the self-serve wash area. But, man, that's a great feature. For $20, you can get all that.
$20 for all that.
Right, and come do it yourself. Have fun.
That's amazing.
Have fun with your dog. There's Saturday's a super busy day, and we see all kinds of dogs using this service. So,
what are the hours?
We request that the last bath be started at least 1 hour before the store closes.
Okay.
The reason is we take special care. We sanitize these tubs after every single dog because, we don't want skin conditions to be contagious. And what we do at the end of the day is we do a super deep cleaning just to make sure they're ready for the next day. So that's why we do it.
I love it.
So
it's great.
You're here for self-wash. You can get some walk-in services like we offer the nail trims. We can brush your teeth, do a little sanitary trim, trim the paw hair, brush your teeth, check the glands. We do these things between 9 and 12, Tuesday through Saturday.
That's great.
If you need it later in the day, you can make an appointment for that. The reason we don't do it all day long is because our groomers are really getting busy trying to get dogs out, for the end of the day. So we only do those between specific hours of the day.
You should highlight the holistic grooming.
Well, yeah, I want to know, I want people to know what's involved with grooming. I mean, there are some places where a groomer will get trained with 6 weeks online, maybe a month or two, being supervised, and they are trained groomers. That's not good enough for Animal Connection.
No.
So we take this care really seriously. I have never hired anybody without 5 years of experience, and I want to see grooming books. I want referrals. What client recommendations. I am really particular about who comes into our grooming area. And that's one reason why we decided to train our groomers, because Carol is amazing. There is nobody in this world that doesn't love Carol. She is just the best. She's kind, she's skillful, and she has a great way of teaching up-and-coming youngsters. Jesse will love that when he says youngsters. Yeah, he's young.
One of them is her son.
Well, true.
Yeah.
But he's not
So
really
that
a
applies.
youngster. He's probably been grooming since the day he could walk.
Yeah, it's in his blood.
Yeah. So we do provide very individualized service. I mean, we want to know your dog. I mean, your dog becomes part of our family. We do care. There are a lot of dogs that we've seen from puppyhood until the day that they're not with us anymore. I still have one of our original grooming clients with different dogs, of course, but we've seen her through the course of all her dogs. So, individualized services is key. I mentioned kennel care because we're not the kind of groomer where you come in at 8 o'clock in the morning, you pick up a dog at 6. I feel like that's very stressful on a dog. We're not set up to take them out for walks. I think that's a big liability. I mean, anything could happen. So we do insist that people come at the time that we give them and pick up. When we call you that your dog's ready, we ask that you come right away and pick them up. So that gets your dog home quicker and safer. We do, all of these products are all natural products. Everything in our grooming is all natural. Puppy training. Teaching a puppy to be groomed is really hard for a lot of people.
Why is that?
Why? Well, they're cute and they don't want to stand still, and they don't want you to touch all their feet. But folks, you just paid $1,000 for that doodle puppy. You own those feet. So, we can teach you some tips and tricks so that your dog readily will give you their paw and let you hold that paw for as long as you need to hold that paw to get something done. Brushing and combing. We include puppy training with all of our grooming clients, so they'll stand.
You do
be
it
nice.
right, Patty. You do it right.
We have to.
I know you do.
We have to. That's what sets us apart. We work with senior dogs that might have a hard time standing. They might have specific medical needs. I mean, like heart murmurs, seizures. We had one dog that's been coming to us for the longest time, and the dog would have a seizure if it heard, this is kind of crazy, if it heard the pitch of a certain kind of dryer, it would go into a seizure.
Get out of town.
So we have to, this dog we take at a certain time of day so we can air dry him and then do his clipping later in the day. So we take really big, this is the kind of things we do, folks.
That's customer service.
It is. Some dogs have been to other groomers and they maybe have behavior issues or they have fear. So, that may take us longer, but, Carol will wait as long as it takes. It is, to watch her work with a dog that's had a bad experience at other places and help it get better is just a real joy. To watch, she's, I can't talk enough about her. She's excellent at what she does.
How long have you and Carol worked?
8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
8 years. So one thing that we do also is we're really looking at their skin and coat, and there's foods and supplements that you can use that are going to make this a lot easier. We notice that dogs that eat very high diets that are very high in carbohydrates or cereal can sometimes have. What was my favorite? My favorite ad that I did years ago. It says, "If it smells like a dog, it's not a healthy dog." But you can almost look at a dog now and tell what they've been eating. I mean, tear staining underneath the brown stuff under the eyes, or
residue
or
in the ears.
their ear, brown stuff in their ears,
Right.
tartar on their teeth.
Right.
You can even see that brown stuff in between toes. Their skin might be flaky or itchy, and when they get well, they smell like rotten Fritos.
Rotten Fritos.
Now, isn't that a smell?
That's
But you
the
can
first
smell that.
time I've ever
They
heard
smell
the phrase
funky.
Rotten Fritos
They
on this
smell
network.
funky.
I like
So, I mean,
rotten Fritos.
People come in and say, they look at me so funny because they say, my dog's really stinky. What have you got that I can smell on it? And I'll look at them and say, nothing. And they're, what?
It's
I
the
said,
diet.
I want to work with your diet.
Yeah.
Because a dog does everything from the inside out.
Yeah.
It's, like humans, I'm really talking a lot. I'm sorry, folks, but I'm on a roll here. I mean, humans, if you eat too many French fries, your skin might break out. Well, a dog's like that too. I mean, you might see red bumps or redness or this and that, the other, but just making some simple changes in either a protein or a fish oil, maybe adding some gently cooked or canned food to the diet, you can see results from that in as little as a week. It could be a month, depending on what they've eaten, how long they've eaten it.
Your passion
food changes.
for your profession is palpable.
I really care.
I can tell. It's obvious. Can you not?
So-
Guys, you can tell, right?
So,
They
I
can
hope so.
You care.
I hope so, but
You treat all the dogs that come into Animal Connection as if they were your dog.
well, we do. And, one thing about the way we've structured this business is I wanted it, number one, to provide holistic care from the inside out and also care for the humans that are caring for these dogs, which is why we have such a strong community of pet owners that, come to the store to get advice or come to our events or all of that, combined. I mean, we consider all these pet owners like our family. And this goes for cats too.
That's awesome.
So that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I knew you were going to say that.
I didn't let you say much, but that's it.
It was perfect.
Do we have questions? I would love to see questions.
You do have one question.
Just one?
This
Okay.
question is from Jonathan. It's a fair question.
Yes.
He said, I've tried to get a grooming appointment at Animal Connection. He goes, would you consider hiring more groomers?
Potentially. Like I said, I would look at a groomer that has the right kind of mindset and holistic attitude that we're looking for that fits our store's culture. I would consider that. What we're doing proactively is we're training our groomers because Carol, man, when I tell you Carol's good, she's really good.
She's
So we
awesome.
want to start people from the beginning. It's almost easier for us to do that because they don't have any bad habits that we have to break. That's really important. So anything's up for consideration. I'm always willing to talk to people, but we have had groomers that have come in with very minimal training that I did let go because they didn't have the right mindset or we didn't like the way they handled dogs. These are our kids.
Patty has high standards.
I do.
Very high standards.
I do, and I know there's a need. I mean, we have the space, but I just want to be really methodical and careful about how we're bringing people along. I think it's important. But would I hire them? Yeah, but they're hard to find. A groomer is hard to find, and
We still
we
talk
pay
about,
well.
I know you do.
We pay our groomers very, very well.
We're still in 2023 talking about the collateral damage of COVID.
That's right.
This is a byproduct of COVID.
Yes.
And it's affecting so many different industries.
It is, and with that, I mean the pet care. I mean, we were busy during COVID because we had a separate entrance, and people could come and bring their dogs to be safe.
You were busy during COVID because there was a one of the most popular times in American history to adopt and rescue dogs.
It was.
It blew up.
It did, and a lot of people got dogs, and maybe they either did care or did different kind of care than what we would have recommended.
Or they had no idea.
Or the dogs weren't socialized.
Yeah, right.
That is a really hard thing. The dogs were just running around their house all day. I feel like dogs need, if you have children, you know this, your child has a structure when they get up, when they do their homework, when they have playtime and everything too. And dogs are the same way.
Oh, for
they
sure.
need a
Maybe
structure.
more.
Yeah, because a dog doesn't like
A dog wants
not
to be-
knowing.
A dog wants. A lot of people are hesitant to take on this mindset. A
Yeah.
dog wants to be told what to do and wants to please and wants to follow instruction
Yeah.
and order and a system and be part of a
Yeah,
pack and
right.
want to answer to an alpha, which is you.
That's right. I mean, you have
That's
to.
you.
That's right. You have to be willing to take charge and
Have the mindset.
right. I mean, dogs.
And it's really
don't
important
wanna-
with bigger dogs, especially if you have bigger dogs around kids.
Right. If you're not in charge of your dog, the dog will find a way to get other things done that may not be what you had in mind.
Definitely.
So
100%.
everything from grooming. Here's an example. Somebody came in. Have you had this with your dog before? My dog won't let me do his nails. My
Yeah.
dog won't let. Well, you can't teach him how to do it in a day.
Right.
So, and you have to give and take a little bit too. So one thing we'll advise people to do is simple things. Get an electric toothbrush, sit there and let them hear what it sounds like. That's so easy. Work on holding a paw. And I wish you were next to me because I could show you how we do this, but you hold the paw, and if they're doing like this, you just wait. You're not squeezing. You're just going to wait. And when they give just like that much, see how little that took? I'm going to say, great, have a treat. And you build on that. When they consider giving you the paw, I mean, they might relax for just a second. And you're like, cool, that's all I wanted. Walk away. You build on those little lessons, and the dog's like, holy smokes.
That's great advice.
Every time I give them my feet, I'm like that with horses too. You
That's
build
great
on things
advice.
like that.
I love it.
So, but
I love it.
you own the feet. You bought them.
Today was an informative show.
Yeah, thank you.
Give us the top 3 products you would buy.
My top 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
go to the
Patty's
product
top 3.
Yeah. The comb is number 1.
Always.
That's a no-brainer.
That one, or if you have a short-coated, your tools.
Buy
that's one.
both of those. I mean, you're talking less than $40 right there.
Right. There's a lot. And we can show you how to use these things the right way.
I have both those.
Yeah. Both of those.
Literally, I have both those.
At the winter, paw balm. Keep their feet really supple.
Especially, guys, if there's a lot of salt on the ground. Granted,
Right.
there's no salt on the ground now.
I would say, I mean, personally, these are okay. Personally, I prefer you get a toothbrush and toothpaste and really get in there and get some of that tartar
Or the
off the teeth.
shampoo. The shampoo can be beneficial.
The shampoos are great. I particularly
Yeah.
like these because they smell really nice, but they're not strong,
I like
and they
them
do a
'cause they're
job.
specific to the coat temperament.
These are, but we have other ones that are not.
Mm-hmm.
We also use a lot of Earth Bath products at our grooming because they. I love the company. They use everything's all natural. They smell nice.
Mm-hmm.
They're a class act. We use those in our grooming as well.
Mm-hmm.
What would be the other thing I would use? You don't always need eye wipes. You probably need ear wipes.
I mean, you could get
But-
the shampoo and the combs and the brushes
Yeah.
and the balm. I mean, you could get all this, guys, for less than
Right.
$120.
And if you have a new puppy, you're gonna come in. Let us meet your puppy, because the puppy, even when they're like first at your house, we need to meet that puppy so
Absolutely.
we can get their first grooming booked in advance. And the first time they're going to come in, it's going to be just like a face trim. We call it face, feet, and tail.
Patty Zeller on point
So-
today, Judah. Right?
So,
I mean,
well,
he
this is
sent me-
important because I really feel responsible. I mean, if I could make more groomers happen, I would. But when people call and say, "Hey, I'd like to get in for grooming," and I'm like, "Well, right now it's like, how about March?"
Well,
I feel bad.
We should highlight that. She wants to help
Right.
as many people as possible, but they have to be up to her standard before she's going to hire them.
This is true.
Okay, so
But
that's
what-
important to emphasize.
But what I'm really trying to do is, if you can't get into grooming at Animal Connection or wherever you're looking for grooming, and they're telling you, How about 6 weeks or 3 months or whatever it is? I'm trying to give you things you can do at home
Yeah,
so that your dog's
preventative
coat doesn't
maintenance.
go to hell in a handbag.
Right. It's the same reason we brush our teeth
Right.
and still go to the dentist twice a year.
Right.
It's the same
You know,
concept.
or whatever kind of care you're getting. You know,
The
these
two-
are
the-
simple things you can do at home.
What's brushing your teeth take a day? 10 minutes? Put the 10 minutes into the dog, too.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
what she's saying right there.
Right.
I thought today's show was dynamite.
Thank you.
You,
I thought long and hard about it.
I could tell. You put a plan in place,
So-
and Judah helped execute it, and
Yes.
the show turned out quite well.
And just call us. Bring your dog by and just call us, or come see us. Call us. You know, we're here to help you guys.
And let's emphasize this. You don't get this kind of education and knowledge off the internet. You get it from in-person conversations with experts who've been doing it for 23 years.
Right. And all this information I'm giving you don't get at big box stores.
That's what I'm saying.
So
that's what I'm saying.
But really, and I'm a big believer in this food program can really help you guys out a lot. When we have people logged in for grooming now, we're asking them all these questions like, I want to know what their dogs eat so I know what to look for.
23
So-
years and counting, guys. Patty Zeller and Animal Connection.
It's a
Park.
lot. You might want to replay these things a couple times.
This show, well, you could take this entire show and you should archive it on your website.
It will be, and it's also going to be
tab,
a little
like
flip book.
instruction or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's going to be a flip book that we give to our grooming clients.
There you go.
Things to do.
That's brilliant.
We are putting some packages together of like the doodle kit. All of these things on your breed are going to be put together as a kit, so we'll figure it out for you.
I love it.
If you want copies of the care, you can comment and make
Come
a
by the
comment.
store.
Come by the store.
Come by
You
the
can
store in
Make a
person.
comment, and I'll email it to you.
Yeah, come by the
just
store.
get in touch with us. We'll help you out.
Patty Zeller, Animal Connection, 23 years, guys, proudly serving the community. Today's show is dynamite, the how-to guide to keep your dog in a high quality of life.
Right.
Preventative maintenance when it comes to grooming. Judah
Yeah.
Wickower made us look good. She's located in X Park, and this show is the only one in America, a pet store with their own talk show once a week, the only one in America. Think
Gosh.
about that.
So next week we have Emily
Emily
Swecker.
Swecker,
We're
yep,
going to
SPCA.
talk about some events coming up and some SPCA dogs, and Valentine's Day. That is going to be an over-the-top celebration of beagles. That's going to be super fun. And then the week after that, we're going to talk about food. We're going to talk about pet food.
I love it.
So,
I love
yeah.
it. Thank you for joining
All
us.
right.
The I Love Seville show up in 90 minutes. Go
Oh,
say
boy.
hi to Patty. And
All
thank
right.
you to Judah. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Nicely done.